Hey guys, I'm here to, once again, it's like twice in 1 week. This is pretty unprecedented. And not only that, but I actually did post that last video, and I actually had a good time doing it. So this one, fingers crossed again, but it's got a potential to actually make it onto YouTube. We're here to see the Blue Beetle movie. I'm here to see the new DC movie. This is the last remnants of the last DC push that they had for the movies, the DCU. After that, it's all James Gunn after that. So I think there might be one more. Aquaman 2 is coming out, and that'll be the last of the DC. The last of the DC push that they had, the last wave of movies that they were putting out. And then after that, like I said, James Gunn, the James Gunn universe will be full in swing after that. So, keep that on your radar. But I'm kind of interested to see what they're going to do with this Blue Beetle movie. It is not going to be connected to anything, so there's no future in it at all. So let's see what kind of motivation they got drummed up to make this movie and how well they made it. I have very low expectations for it, but it looks like a well-polished movie. It looks like a typical Hollywood movie. So let's find out what's going on. All right. So in just a few seconds, I'll be right back to let you know what I think about Blue Beetle. All right. See you in just a few seconds. Bye. Hey guys, I just got done watching a movie. I'll be honest with you, I didn't enjoy it all that much. And I'm still trying to figure out the reason why. Everything was there for the superhero movie, but there were some cringy things that I'm going to go over real quick. Let's just set up the plot real quick. It's another origin story. You're getting another origin story. This time it's about the Blue Beetle. And I know it's taking a lot from the comics, but let's just explain this really quickly. When I was growing up, the Blue Beetle wasn't this Hispanic Mexican guy. He was Ted Kord. Ted Kord was the original Blue Beetle for me. And they did address this in this movie. And the reason why is because they addressed it in the comics first. And I honestly, I kind of liked their explanation of this. I did like how, the blue scarab that exists. It's like some kind of alien technology that this kid stumbles over, and then it bonds with him, and it creates the Blue Beetle, right? That's basically what we're watching here. That's the origin story, and that's what that's the movie. That's what it's based on. And of course, we have the bad guy that's created with the same technology, and that leads to the end boss scene. And I mean, this movie, if I had to complain about anything, it was strictly template. It was it followed the superhero template completely, and it was so it was so boilerplate and so unoriginal that it just kind of got on my nerves. And not only the other thing, but there were moments in this movie. Now, here's the thing. This movie, yes, it was very template. It was template. It was very predictable and structured. But they did try to make it their own. They tried to make it unique, and they introduced, they relied heavily on his heritage. So a lot of the story revolved around his family, which I had no problem with, and I really loved that aspect of this movie. I thought that was a cool aspect. It was, it showed us how deep in tradition and family this Mexican culture gets into. The part that it kind of leaves me and it kind of takes me out of the movie is when you saw his his family, his most immediate family, they integrated them into the plot of the movie. And every single time I saw his mom or his grandmother or even his sister pick up a gun or a weapon or do something to further along the plot, I found it extremely cringeworthy. Like, to the point where I wanted to walk out of the movie. It made me hate this movie, kind of. Like, Grandma was a great character until they changed that character and made her kind of like, they like alluded that she had some past into the Revolutionary War. It was goofy and hard to watch on that screen. I really had a hard time with that. Like I said, I loved the family aspect portion of that until they made it goofy, and they should have stopped it. They should have. Somebody involved in the production of this movie should have rose a hand, and maybe even in the back of the row, and said, "Hey, guys, we may want to try a different direction for this because this is not working." I have a really hard time understanding how these movies, these multi-million-dollar movies that have like so many so much studio involvement in these movies nowadays, how these movies, these stupid movies, can actually make it all the way throughout that process and never get changed. I don't understand that. This movie had moments that it was good. The look of the movie was good. I liked the costume. I even liked the explanation for the bad guy, the end boss guy. I didn't like the involvement with his family. I did not like some of the plot that was given to us to further along the plot. It was flimsy. It was extremely flimsy. Like, for instance, he went back to Ted Cord Enterprises to try to find this woman that he connected with. And just so happened that he pulled up in front of the building the exact same time she was being chased down by these armed guards. How convenient was that? And I would have allowed it. I would have given it a pass if that was the only instance of that. But that wasn't the only convenient instance in that movie. His uncle turns out to be some kind of like high-tech whiz without even like prompting it, or it just seemed like anybody was anything that they needed to be to further along the plot. And it just seemed like, as audience members, we were kind of cheated. So obviously I didn't like the movie. And it was basically the writing of it. It was, I mean, the production value was there. The look of it was there. It was just the story. We could have workshopped the story a lot better and gotten a better story out of this. I was going to give it a 35, and then I realized that was the exact same score I gave the Meg 2, and I think this is a better movie than that movie. I'm going to give it a 43. There you go. I'm going to give it a 43%. It was. I want to say that it wasn't a bad movie, but it kind of was. It kind of was. It had good elements to it, but it failed. It failed in its plot, and I think that it could have been a lot better. The only other thing I want to say about this movie, again, being a legacy fan of that character, I liked the Ted Cord Blue Beetle. So seeing his bug vehicle in the movie, and it looked super cool until it didn't. But it was fun to see that on the screen. I think that's the only thing I'm really going to take away from this movie. I think that's it. So what do I give it? A 43%? Wow, senior moments. Let's just say 43. It was well earned. Here's my recommendation. Don't go see this in the theater. So if you want to be a completist and see the last few movies of the Zack Snyderverse, then wait for it to come on HBO Max and watch it there. But this is not a movie that you need to rush out and see. So that's it, guys. That unfortunately is my time at the movie theater. I don't know what I'm going to see next. I know there's some movies out there that are coming out, but I'm drawing a blank. So, as always, I'm going to end my video by saying peace, Montanay. I'll talk to you guys later, and goodbye.